and
I'm a fan.
Angel Reese, right? They're going back and forth. And Jamil Hill says by the time Angel Reese is done, she's going to be the Michael Jordan of WNBA.
She said about Angel Reese.
She said Angel Reese, by the time she retires, can you pull up this quote? She said, by the time she retires, she will be the...
Stephen A. Smith just did what no one expected. He completely destroyed Angel Reese on live television after her shocking statement comparing herself to Michael Jordan. The entire sports world froze when Angel boldly declared, "I'm the WNBA's MJ. I bring that same energy, that same dominance." But minutes later, ESPN lit up. Stephen A. went OFF. Sources inside the studio claim producers tried to stop him, but he refused, saying, "If she wants to call herself Jordan, she better be ready for what comes next." The clip instantly went viral. Millions watched as Stephen A.'s words cut deep. He accused Angel of disrespecting legends, calling her rise more hype than greatness. Fans flooded social media, some furious, some defending her, but everyone stunned. What made Stephen's outburst even more shocking? Insiders claim there's more behind his anger. A personal grudge that's been brewing for months. And when Angel Reese finally responded, it wasn't an apology, it was a declaration of war. Because this isn't just a media spat, this is a full-blown battle for respect, fame, and legacy. To understand why Stephen A. Smith's explosion over Angel Reese's comment hit so hard, you have to rewind the clock. Angel Reese wasn't just another player in the WNBA, she was a phenomenon. From LSU to Chicago Sky, she built her brand on attitude, dominance, and a refusal to stay quiet. Dubbed the Bayou Barbie, she didn't just play basketball, she turned it into a statement. She wore lashes on the court, trash-talked opponents, and owned every camera angle like it was her runway. And the media, they couldn't get enough. Every time Angel stepped on the floor, there was drama, whether it was a heated exchange with Caitlin Clark, a viral post-game quote, or a controversial bench moment that sent fans into a frenzy. Her rise wasn't smooth, it was fiery, polarizing, and relentless. Then came Stephen A. Smith, the most outspoken voice in sports media. Known for his fiery monologues and brutal honesty, Stephen A. doesn't pull punches. He's praised legends, buried superstars, and single-handedly shaped how millions see athletes. For him, basketball is sacred, and names like Michael Jordan carry weight. So when Angel Reese stood before cameras and said, "I'm the WNBA's Michael Jordan," it wasn't just confidence, it was a spark thrown into gasoline. Stephen A. had already been critical of how quickly Angel's fame outpaced her performance. On First Take, he once hinted, "She's marketable, no doubt, but don't confuse attention with legacy." That line alone divided fans. Some accused him of targeting women athletes, while others said he was the only one brave enough to speak the truth. Behind the scenes, though, the tension had been building quietly. According to a leaked production email, ESPN producers had been debating for weeks whether to feature a rising stars of the WNBA segment, highlighting Angel as the future face of the league. But insiders say Stephen A. vetoed it, insisting it was too soon. That move reportedly infuriated Angel's camp, who felt he was trying to block her spotlight. So when Angel dropped that bold comparison, calling herself the Michael Jordan of this generation, it wasn't just confidence. It was a direct challenge to Stephen A.'s authority, to his control over the narrative, and he took it personally. Within hours, ESPN executives started receiving calls. One insider told the Sports Plug, "Stephen was pacing in the hallway before the show. You could feel it. He wasn't just ready to debate, he was ready to unload." And when the cameras rolled, that's exactly what happened. Stephen didn't just disagree, he obliterated her. He shouted, slammed his papers, and accused her of arrogance, immaturity, and faking greatness. Clips spread across TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram like wildfire. But here's what viewers didn't see. Moments after that explosive rant, Angel Reese's phone started blowing up. Texts from agents, teammates, and sponsors poured in. Some told her to stay silent, others told her to hit back harder. And Angel, she made her choice. That night, she posted a cryptic message on X that read, "Funny how the same people who build you up love to tear you down." It was a message aimed squarely at Stephen A. And it was only the beginning. Because this wasn't just about one comment or one TV rant, this was the start of a media war, one that would expose hidden grudges, private messages, and secret deals that could destroy reputations on both sides. The gloves were off. The morning after Stephen A. Smith's on-air explosion, sports networks across America were still replaying the moment. Clips of Stephen A. shouting, "You are not Michael Jordan. You are not even close." dominated every feed. But behind the cameras, a much darker storm was brewing. One that would twist this entire feud into something far more personal. According to multiple anonymous ESPN insiders, Stephen A. had been warned by producers not to go too far with Angel Reese, but what no one knew was that he ignored those warnings, not out of ego, but out of anger. Sources close to the situation claim Stephen had already been embarrassed behind the scenes when Angel rejected an invitation to appear on First Take weeks earlier. Allegedly, she told her team, "I'm not letting him use me for ratings." That decision didn't sit well with Stephen, who reportedly told staff, "She regret that." And when Angel's viral quote comparing herself to Michael Jordan hit the headlines, Stephen saw his moment. But here's where things took a shocking turn during that explosive broadcast. Stephen wasn't just voicing his opinion, he was reading from a leaked internal memo that supposedly came from an unnamed WNBA executive who allegedly questioned Angel's leadership, saying, "She's more interested in fame than fundamentals." Fans watching at home thought Stephen was just speaking freely, but he was actually quoting a document that wasn't meant for the public. Within hours, the WNBA front office went into panic mode. That memo was never meant to see daylight. One insider leaked to Vision Daily that Angel's management team was furious and considering legal action against ESPN for broadcasting private league correspondence. Angel Reese, meanwhile, went silent for almost 24 hours. Not a tweet, not an interview. Her social media, normally full of confidence and energy, went dark. Fans started speculating she'd been suspended or forced to apologize behind the scenes. But then, out of nowhere, Angel went live on Instagram, and that's when the situation exploded even more. With tens of thousands watching, Angel didn't hold back. She said, "They think I should be quiet because I'm young and confident, but I worked for everything I have. If they're mad, I believe in myself. That's on them." Her voice was calm, but her message was nuclear. The clip immediately went viral. Hashtags like #StandWithAngel and #Stephen as MITH exposed trended within minutes. Fans were split, some applauding her for standing up, others accusing her of disrespecting legends like MJ and Lisa Leslie. But the real twist came hours later, when a mysterious account posted screenshots claiming to show text messages between Stephen A. and an unnamed ESPN producer. In the alleged messages, Stephen supposedly said, "If she won't come on my show, I'll make sure she gets humbled." The internet exploded. Was it real? Was it fake? ESPN refused to comment. Stephen A. deleted multiple old tweets that fans began digging up, showing him taking subtle jabs at Angel over the past year. The situation had officially spiraled out of control. What started as a basketball debate had now turned into a full-blown credibility crisis, and while Stephen's camp tried to contain the damage, Angel was gaining something even bigger: power. Because every time Stephen tried to knock her down, she got louder, stronger, and more unpredictable. But no one, not even her closest friends, was ready for what she would reveal next. Just when everyone thought the feud between Stephen A. Smith and Angel Reese couldn't get any worse, the internet found a way to pour gasoline on the fire. Overnight, the screenshots that allegedly showed Stephen A. plotting to humble Angel spread like wildfire. Fans demanded answers. ESPN's silence only made things worse. It didn't take long before major outlets like Sports Pulse and The Athletic Wire began investigating, uncovering a chain of events that turned this story from a debate into a potential scandal. According to sources close to the network, Stephen A. wasn't just reacting emotionally to Angel's comments, he was following a behind-the-scenes agenda. Reports claim that a group of ESPN executives had been frustrated by Angel Reese's rising popularity, saying her social media presence and endorsements with brands like Reebok and Amazon Prime were overshadowing established media narratives. The insiders say there were even closed-door discussions about putting her in her place before the playoffs. Then came the bombshell leaked audio from an ESPN production meeting. The audio, allegedly recorded by a junior staffer, captured Stephen A. saying, "Angel Reese needs to remember, this isn't her league yet. She's not the face of women's basketball, not while I'm still here to talk about it." Within hours, that clip hit Twitter. It didn't just trend, it broke the internet. The hashtag Stephen as a BOT age dominated every social platform. Fans accused him of trying to manipulate the media narrative to damage a young player's reputation. Angel's supporters were relentless, calling for ESPN to suspend him. But then, in a shocking countermove, Stephen A. fought back. He went live from his hotel room, furious, pacing, and shouting into the camera, "Y'all want to believe lies? Fine. but I built this game. I talk about winners. Angel Reese is talented, but she's no Michael Jordan. And that's the truth y'all can't handle. That single statement ignited a massive wave of backlash. Angel's teammates, including Camila Cardoso and Marina Mabrey, started posting cryptic tweets like, "Some people love tearing down confidence they'll never have." Even WNBA legend Sheryl Swoopes jumped into the conversation, writing, "Confidence isn't arrogance. Stop punishing young black women for believing in themselves." Stephen A. fired back again, tweeting, "Since when is comparing yourself to Jordan humble? Let's not confuse ego with excellence." But that only made things worse. Fake news accounts started circulating edited clips, making it look like Stephen had called Angel delusional and an embarrassment to the league. Whether real or fake didn't even matter. The damage was done. Meanwhile, leaked DMs surfaced from someone claiming to be part of Angel's PR team. The messages suggested that Angel had been planning a big reveal on Good Morning America, something that would end this feud forever. Fans speculated endlessly. Was she going to apologize? Expose more dirt, announce legal action. Then, just hours before her rumored appearance, a confidential source leaked one more explosive detail to HoopSource Daily. Angel had reportedly been in secret talks with Amazon Prime for a documentary series titled Reese, Unfiltered, and the feud with Stephen A. was allegedly one of the key storylines. That revelation changed everything. Was this feud real, or part of a massive PR play? Suddenly, the narrative flipped again. Some fans accused Angel of orchestrating the entire thing for attention, while others doubled down, saying she was being unfairly attacked. The WNBA issued a short, cold statement, saying, "We are aware of the situation and have no further comment." But as the dust seemed ready to settle, one final leak hit the internet and it would turn every theory upside down. A video clip surfaced from inside ESPN headquarters showing Stephen A. walking out of a meeting, muttering, "They made me do it." No one knew what he meant, but everyone wanted answers. And those answers, when they came, would shake the entire sports world. The moment that clip of Stephen A. Smith saying "they made me do it" leaked, chaos exploded across every corner of social media. It wasn't just fans anymore. Journalists, analysts, WNBA legends, and even Hollywood celebrities jumped in. Within minutes, #they made me do it became the #1 trending topic in America. No one knew exactly who they were, but everyone had a theory. Some believed Stephen A. was talking about ESPN executives, forced into attacking Angel Reese to generate controversy and boost ratings. Others claimed he was pressured by sponsors unhappy with Angel's outspoken personality and growing influence over Gen Z sports culture. Either way, the idea that a black woman's confidence might have been intentionally targeted hit a nerve, and the public wasn't letting it go. Sports media scrambled to control the narrative. ESPN released an official statement saying, "Stephen A. Smith's opinions are his own and not reflective of company direction." But fans weren't buying it. Screenshots of old meeting notes and anonymous emails started circulating, with phrases like, "Control the Angel narrative and steer public perception back to Caitlin Clark." True or not, they added fuel to the fire. Meanwhile, Angel Reese broke her silence. She posted a single tweet that simply read, "I chose basketball to inspire, not to be disrespected." It got over 2 million likes in 6 hours. The entire WNBA community rallied behind her. Candace Parker reposted it with, "Stand tall, young queen." Shaquille O'Neal, Angel's longtime supporter, posted a fiery Instagram video saying, "Stephen A., you out of pocket. That girl's doing more for the league than some of y'all ever did behind the mic." Fans began flooding Stephen A.'s comment sections demanding an apology, but instead of backing down, he doubled down again on his podcast. "This isn't about gender or race. It's about standards. I said what I said. She's good, but she's no Jordan. You can't crown yourself before you conquer." That stubbornness only made things worse. Sponsors began quietly distancing themselves. Clips of Stephen A.'s comments were played on CNN, TMZ Sports, and even The View, with hosts calling his tone condescending and outdated. In one viral panel moment, former NBA player Gilbert Arenas said, "Stephen A. used to build players up. Now he tears them down for clicks." At the same time, Angel's brand exploded even further. Her Reebok campaign sales reportedly tripled overnight. Amazon Prime announced that her upcoming project, Reese, Unfiltered, would be She was being invited to award shows, late-night interviews, and even approached for a role in a basketball drama series. A full circle moment that mirrored her original dream of acting. But not everyone was celebrating. Behind closed doors, league insiders began worrying that the controversy had gone too far. One unnamed WNBA executive told Sports Radar, "If the biggest story in women's basketball is a fight between a commentator and a rookie, we've lost control of the narrative." And just when the backlash against Stephen A. seemed irreversible, a stunning revelation from inside ESPN hinted that he might not have been lying after all, because what was about to come next would prove that this feud was never just personal. It was strategic, it was planned, and it had roots far deeper than anyone imagined. Just when fans thought the story couldn't get any darker, a chilling leak dropped online late one night that changed everything. A shadowy sports blogger posted what they claimed was an internal ESPN memo dated 3 weeks before the controversy erupted. The headline across the document read, "Segment Strategy, Push the Angel Reese. Conversation, Comparative Heat Equals Ratings." The memo, allegedly, outlined plans to elevate Caitlin Clark as the face of professionalism while portraying Angel Reese as the emotional disruptor. The goal: spark rivalry, drive engagement, dominate the conversation. If true, that meant Stephen A. Smith wasn't just criticizing Angel Reese, he was following a scripted storyline designed by network executives. It wasn't passion, it was policy. The internet exploded again. Hashtags like #ESPN exposed, #Protect Angel Reese, and #Justice for Angel trended for 72 hours straight. Fans accused the network of manipulating narratives for ratings, using young women, especially black athletes, as pawns in a billion-dollar media game. But that wasn't the only bombshell. A leaked voice memo surfaced next, allegedly between two ESPN producers discussing the backlash. One voice said, "Stephen's taking heat, but he knew the plan. We needed controversy. He agreed to it." The second voice replied, "Yeah, but we didn't think Angel would clap back like that. Now she's bigger than ever. We made her unstoppable." The recording went viral in minutes. Stephen A.'s credibility crumbled. Fans demanded accountability. Some even began questioning if his "they made me do it" comment was a cry for help, a way to expose the network's manipulation without losing his job. Meanwhile, Angel Reese remained eerily calm. Instead of firing back again, she posted a cryptic video on Instagram. She sat in a dimly lit locker room, staring directly into the camera, saying only, "They said I should just play ball, but maybe I was meant for something bigger." The video ended with a slow fade to black, and the words, "Coming soon, unfiltered truth." Fans immediately speculated she was preparing a documentary exposing everything: the media bias, the manipulation, the lies. Insiders whispered that she had hours of behind-the-scenes footage from press events, meetings, and even off-camera moments with Stephen A. himself. And then came one more twist. A reporter from SportsBeat Daily claimed Angel's team had already been contacted by Netflix for an exclusive docuseries deal titled Reese vs. the World. Supposedly, it would feature unreleased footage, leaked and inside details from players who'd stayed silent until now. Stephen A., cornered by public pressure, reportedly requested a private meeting with Angel's representatives to clear the air. But sources close to Angel said she refused. She wanted everything out in the open, live, unedited. On her terms. The sports world held its breath. Would Stephen A. Smith risk his career to expose ESPN's truth? Would Angel Reese finally reveal what really went down behind closed doors? And more importantly, was this war between them just getting started? Because one thing was certain, this story wasn't over. Not by a long shot. This story is far from over, and you don't want to miss what comes next. Angel Reese has gone silent. Stephen A. Smith is under fire. And the entire sports world is waiting for one of them to make the next move. If Angel really exposes ESPN, it could be one of the biggest scandals in sports media history. But if Stephen A. fights back, we might see a war that changes everything. So here's what I need from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Angel was unfairly targeted? Or did she take her WNBA's Michael Jordan claim too far? Hit that like button if you believe Angel deserves to tell her truth. And make sure you subscribe, because the next chapter in this story could break at any moment, and when it does, we'll be the first to bring it to you.